Okay, well, my name is Helen Laughlin, and I am now the new president of All Things Wild Rehabilitation. And we basically have two missions. Our first one is to educate the public about wildlife, and our second mission is to take in injured, orphaned, and sick wild animals, rehabilitate them, that is, fix them up, get them well, and then release them back to the wild. We serve Travis, Williamson. We go up into Bell County, Hays County, Bastrop County. Oh gosh, we were rehabilitating. There was just a group of us, and we would meet every quarter or so for lunch and to share information and resources, and we became All Things Wild Rehabilitation. This was in October of 2012.
My name is Elizabeth Allworm, and I'm the secretary of All Things Wild, and I also help manage the education programs. I recently went on an owl rescue, which is my first experience with an owl, so it was a little bit frightening for me, but I learned that just like pretty much all the animals, they're not really scary, they're just in a bad situation and needing help, and I feel like sometimes they kind of sense that, so they calm down a little bit. We operate out of our homes. Those of us you have to have a permit to do this from Texas Parks and Wildlife. You can't, legally, you're not supposed to keep a wild animal in captivity in the state of Texas without a permit.
My name is Elizabeth Colbert, and in reference to All Things Wild, I am a subcontracted rehabber, and my specialty is bunny. So I am a single mom and a full-time student, and so I do bunnies because they eat just in the morning and just at night, and so for scheduling purposes, that's the easiest for me. So my next door neighbor called me and said that my cat was eating a bunny in her backyard. So we went over and got the bunny, and it was very much alive, and so I started calling around of where to go, and so I found out about Helen here in Georgetown and took the bunny to her. She asked if I wanted to volunteer, and so I started volunteering, going to her house once a week, and it sort of snowballed, and now I do the bunnies here. So All Things Wild takes money donations, they take item donations, cages, heating pads, bags of rice, all kinds of, any supply that you look at and you think, I wonder if an animal could use it, they probably can. Getting the word out that we are here and we are able to help is huge. We found that a lot of people think that Texas Parks and Wildlife is the only option, and so knowing that there are other groups out there, so word of mouth is great.
Okay, my name is Natalie Hayden. I'm a wildlife rehabilitator and a founder and board member of All Things Wild. But I've been doing wildlife rescue since 2009. Yeah, so that's one thing my sister always says when she comes over, that she cannot believe how many animals I have and that everything seems to just kind of coexist. So I've got, well, actually 4 ducks that are rescues. I've got chickens that came to me from various places and for various reasons. I've got the horse, which came from a kill pen. The doves, which came in separately. One without a wing and one, I'm assuming, got hit by a car. I don't know what else would mangle like that. Apollo, which is the American kestrel, who was shot, and then a bunny who was brought in by a cat. So that's what I've got so far.
Our long-term goal is to build a facility, because wildlife rehabilitation is very time-consuming, it's very labor-intensive, and it's expensive. So we would want to build a facility where we could accumulate all of our animals together. We would have staff, we would have volunteers coming in, and we would share the expense and the workload.
But I think realistically it'll probably be more like 10 years before we really get where we want to be, which is not only an intake center for the public, but also an education center where we can educate, because that's one thing we want to do differently.
Our website is allthingswildrehab.org, and at our website they can find contact information. We have a central hotline that they can call, and we are always happy to have more people get involved, because these wild animals just don't get much of a chance. In fact, that's one where we got the name All Things Wild. It's Henry David Thoreau quote, "All good things are wild and free."
We'll live forever, and we won't get no sleep. The world is at our feet. This is our destiny. Yeah, we're wild and free. And won't you take my hand through this wonderland? The world is at our feet. Yeah, we're wild and free. We are wild and free. We are wild.
It's nonstop when it's on and on season. It's a lifestyle for sure, and you got to be ready for it. So.